Two-time Super Bowl champ Leonard Marshall has pledged to donate his brain to support research on concussion. That is still a big issue for the NFL. And guess what? Leonard Marshall is with me now on set in New York City. Leonard, welcome to the program.
Hi, Stuart. Nice to see you.
Okay, bear in mind that I've got a British accent and I wasn't born with American football, so I've got a couple of stupid questions.
It's okay.
You were a defensive end.
Yes, I was. I defended Lawrence Taylor and made him look very good.
Oh, that was you were one of the... No, Lawrence Taylor was one of the best linebackers ever.
Right.
Were you the best defensive end ever?
I would think so. In the scheme of things, in terms of what we did at the New York Giants, we played a college 3-4 defense. And in terms of what we did, combined totals in terms of sacks and tackles, Lawrence and I had the best combination in the history of the NFL.
Did you sack Joe Montana?
Yes, I did.
Oh, how many times?
I couldn't tell you how many times, but I'll tell you there's a devastating hit in 1990 that all the fans remember.
Hello.
All the fans remember that one.
A devastating hit.
Devastating.
You're proud of it.
Well, you're proud to win a game, not proud to injure a guy.
Okay, now you're going to donate your brain, which is a wonderful thing to do in the interest of researching concussion. Did you have concussion in your day?
Many of them.
Really?
Many of them, but, you know, again, as a defensive player, I gave more than I received.
Do you feel any impact now? I mean, you've been retired for many years.
Well, in 2013, I went to UCLA and had my brain diagnosed by a staff of clinicians at UCLA, and I work with Dr. Smalls, Dr. CTE, Benedict Malu, and Julian Bales, who was the former team doctor for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the movie Concussions was built around.
Okay.
And those guys had a few scans and tests that we went through, which showed that you can actually show CTE in the living. You can actually show tau protein on the brain.
Okay.
And tau, T-A-U, is what you define, and when looking at the brain, areas of damage in the brain. So whether it be the frontal lobe, the rear portion of the brain or whatever, you can actually see signs of deterioration because of tau protein.
And right after those tests, is that when you decided that you would donate your brain for research?
Well, as I've gone through this process, you know, both understanding my illness, coming to grips with my behavior, coming to grips with issues surrounding CTE, that's when I made the firm decision that, you know what, I need to tell my story, and hopefully I help somebody in the process.
Do you miss it? Do you miss the competition?
I miss the competition. I miss the locker room. I miss the camaraderie. I miss, you know, having Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick with me. I miss all of it, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. Even everything I've got going on right now, I wouldn't trade my career and what I did in terms of football, how I shaped my life, for nothing in the world.
Would you tell a youngster, 16, 17, 18, young, strong guy, would you say, yeah, get into football and go tackle and hit them hard?
You know what? I would tell a kid to play the game, but the ones that are 8 to 12 years old, those are the ones that I'm concerned about, because the brain is not fully developed yet. Yeah. And for you to have those traumatic blows to the brain from 8 to 12 years old, it can have a significant impact.
You make a good point. A couple of rule changes, and I want your comment. They're going to shorten overtime play from 15 minutes to 10 minutes. Right. What do you make of that?
I think that'll help the game. I think that'll help with injury in the game. I think that the fans will be more tuned into it, because, you know, whenever you put a time clock to something and, you know, you've got to execute or not, you know, it raises the level of intensity. So I think that the fans will get into that big time.
Okay. How about the celebrations in the end zone after a touchdown? They're going to relax the rules. You can shout and scream a little bit.
Well, I think it makes it fun for the fan. I think the fan now will enjoy it just as they enjoy, you know, a WWE match, which you know is not real. A pro football game is real.
Yeah. Do you think that you'll take some of the... If I say take some of the violence out of football, that's not the right word to use, but some of the intensity, some of the hits, and the concussion. Is that what we're trying to do?
Well, it's hard to eliminate. You know, you're playing a game where, you know, it's
a violent game.
It's a violent game. It's the most Spartan-like game known to man. I mean, it's like, you know, the old Roman thing from back in the day, you know. You want to move it, they want you to stop. They want to stop you from moving it. You know, it's the most American-like game there is. So I think that, you know, with that being said, it'll be tough to take the violence out of football.
What would you say to the idea, play American football like rugby? no pads, no helmets. What would you say to that?
I think that would be really crazy.
But that would take some of the hitting out.
Oh, yeah, but I think that would be really crazy. It's still going to be 300 pounds. They're still going to bench press 500 pounds and run 4 740s.
Could you do that?
Yes, in my career, yes.
You could bench press 400 500 pounds?
Yeah, back in my
300?
Yeah, back in my time.
You could run that fast?
Yes, back in my time.
Wow. Yeah. It's great to have you.
Hey, my coach had a line. This is the greatest. Yeah. When hit properly, the body will bend or break.
That's got a truism, I think, because he's dead right on either count.
Yes.
Leonard, I think you're doing a great thing.
Thank you very much.
Donating the brain for research, and it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir.
All right.